Yeah.
5 million farmers to now 1.5 million farmers
Yeah.
in the US.
Yeah. And it was hitting rock bottom, except for people in this kind of self-conscious attempt to recreate it. And you have people like, that famous writer who's also a farmer, Wendell Berry. Wendell Berry has his farm in Tennessee, where he's a world-class poet and novelist and critic. But he and his wife still work a farm where his great-grandfather lived. So you have people doing this, going back and reinvesting these ways, which probably is the only way that it's going to be made to work. This is all extremely encouraging and very sort of new and interesting. In Brazil, landless MST families had activities to show their solidarity with the Palestinian community, called for an end to Israeli attacks, and was able to send 100 soccer balls produced by MST members to Palestinian children. I hope they were signed by some of those really, really good Santos players when they got over there. In addition to Via Campesina, MST is part of CLOC, which translates to the Latin American Coordination of Rural Workers Organizations, which started in 1992. It is fighting for agrarian reform, of course, for free, sovereign, and egalitarian Brazil. I haven't even mentioned that yet. And for a continent, this is another thing I haven't mentioned yet, a continent free from the fair trade agreements of the Americas. So very much in solidarity with our Costa Rican mujeres who came here a while ago. I want to tell you about maybe two episodes, and then we'll see some images of this. This is a May 1st of, gosh, I'm going to have to check, but I think we're talking about 1999. No, much more recent. This is after Lula was in power. There was a 10-year, or much longer, 15 or 20-year military dictatorship in Brazil. It was one of the worst. Until 80. Okay. I was born, but not in Brazil. So between the two of us, we're a complete washout. But sometime in the early 80s. And when that was over, that was when the MST really got started, because they thought, now that we've got somebody to talk to. And of course, when Lula da Silva was elected, it looked like things were really going to be sweet. There are a lot of people who think the way Matt does, that governments are going to solve the problem. And I'm only teasing you, Matt. I know you don't think that. May 1st of, I think, 2005, 13,000 landless workers set off on a 200-kilometer march to the federal capital, Brasilia, to demand that Lula implement his own rather limited agrarian reform plan. All they wanted him to do was to carry out what he's got elected to do and said he would do, rather than a disastrous project on servicing the national debt for the benefit of the WTO and the Bretton Woods institutions. When they got there to Brasilia, they decided to go to the U.S. Embassy. I wonder how they picked that out, and the Brazilian Finance Ministry, instead of targeting, quote-unquote, the government and Lula. But they sent a delegation of 50 people who went and had a warm 3-hour meeting with him. At one point in this meeting, he did something which was to set off a media storm. He put on an MST cap. This shocked everybody, either for better or for worse, to see the president of Brazil wearing a landless worker cap. He committed himself to settling 430,000 families by the end of 2006. 430,000. But unfortunately, while this very cordial meeting was going on with 50 people, the peaceful demonstrators were set upon by mounted police, charged into them swinging batons, and at the end of the melee, 50 people were wounded. That includes both sides. Okay, so RB. Yes, this is what I was hoping that you would pick up on. Exactly. Yeah, this is the point. So, because I'm not sure how long this segment will take that we're about to start, thank you very much, John. There's one point that I want you to get out of it, which I better just tell you, because this might go by quickly. What we have here is probably the most developed constructive program operation in the world in terms of any nonviolent movement. We've talked about all the areas that it's reached into and how it all grew up organically. They discovered they needed this to take care of the land. They discovered that their problems were much deeper than just one landowner, but it goes all right to the heart of neoliberal economies. So it grew up naturally. You just could not ask for a better constructive program. It's doing it perfectly. But in terms of knowing how to deal with conflict through nonviolence, John? Okay, we won't start there. So if we don't get there, I will tell you about it next time. Okay. Where are we going to start from? Okay, let's start from the beginning and then do some fast forwarding and see. Okay. I thought that was something we have to see. We'll discuss this a little bit more next week. I hope and expect I'll see you on Tuesday. If not, I'll be letting you know.